guys, and welcome back to Rain Marginal. So, let's just jump right back in. As I considered that, suddenly she was running at the water's edge. Hey! I'm going to splash you! Ah, it's cold! Now you've done it! Yeah! If you don't run, I'll catch you! Wait, hey! Come and catch me! What is that? A one-man show of a couple by the sea? So how was it? Even if you ask me how it was, I thought it was pretty good myself. Was she being serious? I can't tell. Or did she think that this was something that you'd do by yourself? Then why don't you show me how it's done? Of course I won't do that. Besides, that's meant to be between two people. Eh? It is? I thought it was a bit strange myself. Notice already. No matter what, it should feel odd. We passed the time pleasantly like that. Since we didn't have any other place to go, nor anything else to do, we quickly returned to base camp. Next to me, the girl was happily walking. Upsy daisy! With a little hop from time to time, she used to avoid the stones or puddles on the ground. It was cute. Just how old was she? From her looks, she was pretty young, and her mannerisms were also childish. I stepped on a rock! Hey, are you alright? Yeah, I'm already used to it after all. She gave a small laugh. Either because stepping on the rock hurt, or she was hiding her embarrassment. And so I took one of my own shoes off and... Here, I'll give it to you. One shoe. It's fine. It's fine. I'm the type that's fine barefoot even if I step on a rock. But if you do that... Well, it's mine, so it'll be loose. It might look weird when put together with the other one, though. No, thank you. I'll definitely treasure it. She shook her head sideways strongly, then nodded. Really, she truly was innocent and honest. A big difference compared to the one that comes out at night. Night. In moments, the area around changed to black darkness. As usual, she was sleeping on the bench. It was probably time for her to wake up. I was simply gazing at her, waiting for when she would awaken. Looks like you're awake. What are you doing, staring? Perhaps she was still waking up. The usual forcefulness wasn't there. When she's like this, she's just as cute as during the daytime. The thought just passed my mind when... There's just one thing I want to say before there's a misunderstanding. Already, her way of speaking changed to the hard tone. First, you're going back soon to the real world. And I will be forever here. Literally, the worlds we live in are different. I already know that. It's only up to tomorrow anyway. Then stop the unnecessary meddling. Meddling. I suppose what she meant by that was what happened during the day. Unlike the daytime version, the nighttime one seemed to be avoiding any interaction. Also, I'll let you know this too. When you return to the real world, your memories of this place will disappear. Why do you know that? Did you ever hear of anything like this while over in that world? Well, no, I certainly haven't. I didn't know how many people had come here. Of course, even if they remember. If they told anyone, they probably wouldn't be believed. Oh well. Either way, it's all until tomorrow night, right?
できれば自分の意思で帰って。
If possible, go back willingly. Just saying that, she returned to the bench.
もうあなたの顔は見たくないから。
Because I don't want to see your face anymore. And closing her eyes, her breathing once again became steady. It didn't seem like she would answer no matter what I asked. The next day, just outside was the sound of the endless rain. In that, I was making repairs to something we picked up from the riverside.
おはようございます。
Good morning! Hey there, you finally awake?
で、もしかしてずっと起きてやってたんですか？
Huh? Were you up this whole time doing this? Yeah, since today is the only day that I have left.
そうですか。
Oh, that's right! Rin looked at me with a slightly lonely face. It meant that starting tomorrow, she would once again be alone. Okay, done. Since it's the last time, why don't we go out? Saying that, I pointed the umbrella that I already had finally repaired at her.
これってもしかして。
This is it? Yeah, I tried to fix it just a bit. But even then, I just fixed it with what's available, so it's not much. Hey! What happened all of a sudden?
こんなに優しくされたの。私、初めてだから。
It's the first time anyone's been this nice to me. Hey, you don't have to overreact. Come on, don't cry. While getting wet in the rain, we headed to the riverside.
ああ、今日もよく降りますね。
It's really coming down today, isn't it? Next to me, she was in a better mood than usual. It seemed like she liked the shoe I gave her.
ほら、水たまりだってへったら。
Look, even puddles are no sweat! Yeah, I know. So don't slip and fall. In a short while, we arrived at the riverside. There didn't seem to be anything of note that drifted here today. Sitting down at the edge of the waves, a river that seemed like a sea stretched endlessly before us. I wonder what's on the other shore. Maybe it's connected to the real world?
私もそう思ったことがありました。
A long time ago, I had thought the same thing. Thought? Past tense completed? Then it is. I mean, wasn't?
何でもありません。
No, it's nothing. Right then, her face surprisingly clouded. It seemed similar in a way to the nighttime girl.
で、ほら、それよりもまた遊びましょうよ。
Hey, instead of that, let's play.
ほら、捕まえてごらん。
Hey, try to catch me. I already said to stop that. Once again, we've returned to that usual place. Right now, I didn't know the exact time, but it probably wasn't long before night came. So the time limit was supposed to be up until tonight, right?
あ、はい。厳密には朝までだったと思います。
Yeah, to be exact, I think it's until morning. Then, in that instant, I disappear. Poof. Like in a puff of smoke.
どうだったかな。私、夜は寝るからあまりわからないです。
I wonder. I'm asleep at night, so I don't really know. That might be true. When night came, that was when the other one came out.
それで今更かもしれないですけど、
This might sound a bit late, but
やっぱり帰る気にはなりませんか？
you're not going to go back? Yeah, if it's going to happen automatically, I'm fine with that.
そうですか。
I see.
でもこれでお別れかと思うとちょっと寂しいです。
But when I think we'll be parting, I feel a bit lonely. Yeah, I'm the same way. But even then, there was nothing that could be done. Not that I knew who created this rule. But even if she were to be left alone, I had a feeling it wouldn't be for that long. Even if I were to go back now, there was probably somebody or someone else that would come soon.
で、夜が来ます。
Oh coming. With those words, the area quickly turned dark. In moments, it had become pitch black.
それじゃお元気で。
Well then, be well. Yeah, good night. Goodbye. Exchanging small words of parting, we lay down on the bench. The next time that she wakes up, I shouldn't be here anymore. Around when the area completely turned to darkness, I was waiting for her to wake up. I didn't know the exact time limit, but from what she had said, tonight would be the last time we conversed. Looks like you're awake.
まだ帰ってなかったみたいね。
Looks like you still haven't gone back. Though I think you've said that many times already. Even if I didn't return by myself, if I were just sent back automatically, then it was the same. Though before she had said that, it would seem better. Moreover, if this place was a timeout room for her, then it had nothing to do with me.
じゃあもう時間がないから行くわよ。
Well, there isn't much time, so let's go. Go? Where to? It would be dawn soon, and in the middle of all this rain? We don't have to push ourselves to go. I was just about to say that, but she spoke up first.
あなた帰りたいんでしょ。だったら黙ってついてきなさい。
You want to go back, right? Then shut up and come with me. With just that, she went ahead and flew outside. For my part, I had wanted to use my remaining time thinking of a way to send her back too. Even if we couldn't find something, it just felt bad to simply leave without trying anything. If I didn't do what I could, I'd feel sorry for her, the daytime girl. Hey, are we going to that exit?
そうよ。他にないわ。
That's right, there's nothing else. With just that curt reply, she continued on, never minding the rain. It was completely different from how she seemed during the day. Huh? Then I suddenly noticed. Looking closer, she was using the umbrella I had made, and was wearing my shoe. She had looked exactly as she did during the day, so I didn't notice until now. Could it be that you like them? Don't make that kind of face. I'm not trying to make fun of you or anything.
別にあるから使っただけよ。
No reason. They were there, so I used them. And of course the reply was curt. I also wasn't trying to push them onto her either. I just felt bad for the daytime girl being so brave in this situation, so I just wondered if there was something that I could do for her. Though if the nighttime girl also liked them too, that'd also make me happy. Just what was she thinking? She was always cross and seemed surely she was constantly trying to chase me out, even though your daytime counterpart was so happy. Okay. End of the world. 100 years
今
later.
日も雨は止まない。
Today the rain still hasn't stopped. Since I've come to live in this world alone, I believe 100 years have already passed. I didn't know the exact number of days, but from the things that occasionally float on the river, I could get a sense. From the plants and flowers, I could sense the seasons. From the writings and crafts, I could sense the ages.
そして約100年もの間、
And in,
ここに誰も来なかった。
and in roughly 100 years, no one has come. I didn't know the reason. The method for staying in this world, that lady had gone to the trouble of telling me. The opportunity to use it sadly never came. And I had a feeling that at some point the instances where I talked to myself increased. I had a feeling I was coming to dislike this world. If someone were to come, I was sure if I could tell them lies and chase them out, 100 years might be enough to change a person. After coming here, I was tiring of holding on to the throne of being mistress of the rainy world.
だけど反省をする気はない。仮にここが
But I don't intend on
神へ
being
の
sorry.
反省室だったとしても、
Even if this were a room for repenting to God. Even if God or whatever wanted to place me upon the requirement of atonement. Even being in a place where you couldn't starve or die, and living 333 years were possible. Even if I were to grow to dislike it, or to dislike living, I had no intention of being sorry. I absolutely did not want to do anything that might benefit something like a god. Today the rain continued to fall and the river continued to flow smoothly. Lately I've been here often.
この世界に果てはあるのだろうか。
I wonder if in this world a far shore exists. A question that had crossed my mind. I muttered it out loud for some reason while gazing at the flowing river. For being called a river, it was so big that you couldn't see the other shore. Come to think of it, I hadn't gone far from that place with the roof, because I hadn't had a need or a reason to go anywhere. Do I go down with the river or up? Or perhaps go across? After debating for a bit, I made a decision.
川を渡ってみよう。向こう岸には何かがあるかもしれない。
Let's try to cross the river. There might be something else on the other shore. While murmuring that, I took one step into the flow of the river.
冷たい。
Cold! From my bare feet, a chilly feeling spread up through my legs. Underneath my feet, I could feel the sensation of a silky beach. Splashing loudly as I walked into the river, immediately my next doubt arose.
もし川の水が私の背丈よりも深くなったら
If the river's water were to be deeper than my height, what would happen? Of course, I knew that even if I were to drown, I wouldn't die. Already I had experienced it once. Previously, there was a time I had climbed up a pillar at that usual place and accidentally fell off the roof. Falling from that height, there was no way I could walk away. However, I was fine, even though my arms and legs were twisted in wrong directions. Even with my neck broken, and I was covered in blood, all it did was hurt. The next day, everything was back to normal.
あの時点で私は理解した。
At that time, I finally understood. This place was a world where you could never die. And at the same time, it was a world where you could... Or what? Where you could never die? I'm confused. But okay. No matter how much I wished to die, that probably was not allowed. This place was perhaps a place for one person to only be rained upon. While vaguely thinking about that, I continued to splash loudly, walking in the river. As always, I couldn't see the far shore. Eventually, when I had continued for a while, I soon came upon the answer to my earlier question.
これ以上深くならない。
It doesn't get any deeper? Apparently, even in the deepest place, it was up to about my knees. At the shallow parts, the water barely went up to around my ankles. I had already walked quite a bit since I first set foot in the river. Turning around, I already couldn't see the shore I came from. If I've walked this far in the depth, and the depth hasn't changed, then no matter how far I went in the river, it would probably be like this. Coming to that conclusion, I once again began walking. The far shore that seemed to be beyond the rain haze still couldn't be seen. Night, when everything changed to be completely dark. In darkness where I couldn't see anything, only the sounds of the river gurgling and this rain striking the water surface sounded. In the middle of the night, while my body was being struck by the rain, I stood alone in the river.
疲れた。もう何にも見えない。
I'm tired. I can't see anything. Thinking about it, I had spent almost the entire day walking in the river. More precisely, I was in the middle of crossing it to the far shore. However, from what I could see before nightfall, the far shore wasn't in sight. Afterwards, I had walked even further, but didn't think I would arrive at the other shore. Right now, because I couldn't see anything in the dark, I kept walking on while praying that the water touching my feet would suddenly disappear, but
もう歩けない。
I can't walk anymore. With that whisper, I squatted down in place, forgetting about walking. I was past the limit of standing. And just like that, I collapsed onto my back. My back, my feet, arms, all the parts that touched the water felt the chilly flow of the river. I felt my long hair swaying in the current towards downriver. But I am all out of time for this episode, guys. So if you liked this one, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!